Go, 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 go. Has died in Charlottesville, Virginia, in clashes between white supremacists and anti-fascist groups which have rocked the city. Several people have been injured after a car ploughed into the crowd. The two protests come after hundreds of white supremacists, some giving Nazi salutes, held a torch-lit rally yesterday at the University of Virginia to protest against a decision to remove the statue of a Confederate Civil War general. A local state of emergency has been declared in 2 districts. Now, in the past hour, President Trump spoke to the media about the events in Charlottesville. Here's some of what he said.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides. It's been going on for a long time in our country. Not Donald Trump, not Barack Obama. It's been going on for a long, long time. It has no place in America. What is vital now is a swift restoration of law and order and the protection of innocent lives.
Well, on the line now is BBC's Joel Gunter, who's been at the rally today. Now, Joel, things had calmed a little bit in the past few hours, but we've had news of that horrific car ploughing into people, and we've understood that one person has lost their life. What else do we know?
That's about all we know, kind of fact-wise at the moment. I was down at the scene earlier on the corner of 4th Street and Water Street just after the incident happened with the car, and it was just chaos down there. Riot police were slowly trying to push people away from the scene, but you could still see clearly where the driver had rammed into the back of 2 cars, which were still in the middle of the street and very badly damaged. The witnesses and people nearby were very badly shaken up, and the wounded were still being treated on the ground around the area. We didn't know very much about that point, but obviously we've since learned that at least one person has died.
Judging by the pictures that we're just looking at now, there doesn't seem to be a huge police presence or any sort of cordon. Was this in a suburban kind of street where people were just milling, or was this in the heart of the protest?
Well, the protest itself began down at Emancipation Park, renamed from Lee Park, which is where the statue sits. And there was a very low police presence there to begin with as clashes started to break out. Then eventually riot police moved in, cleared the park, and then subsequently the National Guard after a state of emergency was declared. So it started to dissipate a bit afterwards. And then after that, we had the car crash. And obviously in the immediate aftermath of that crash, when I first arrived there was not a big police presence, but then fire trucks started to roll in and then riot police.
And Joel, in the president's statement just a little earlier, he said the violence must stop right now. And the mayor of Charlottesville has called for people just to go home. Do you see signs that it's going to calm overnight?
Yeah, well, I've sort of retreated just now to my hotel room to start doing some writing, so I'm no longer down at the scene. But when I left, it did feel like it was starting to dissipate. Emancipation Park, which is really the sort of ground zero today, had been completely blocked off by the National Guard. McIntyre Park, where some of the white nationalists moved to after they were pushed out, they also dissipated from there, saying they were fearing arrest after the state of emergency was declared. And even the scene down at the site of the car incident, that people slowly started to move away from there as the riot police moved the line out. So it feels like it's starting to calm, and after the amount of violence and chaos today, it would be surprising if the violence continued this evening, I would think.
Joel, for the moment, thank you very much for the update. That's Joel Gunter, the BBC's correspondent there in Charlottesville, Virginia.